Shalom, shalom. A few chappy thoughts. Another better late than never on this weekend's readings. I love how Richie Rohr, and he gets it from wherever else he says, it's not so much what you see, but how you see. It's not so much what you believe, but how you believe. How does it make you a better person? How does it make you dive into the enchantment that is in all of life? How does it, like in our second reading today, we hear about St. Paul talking about how we can't live in anger and in hate and in defilement and all of these emotions that can just eat us alive. And I think we can know that they're not our truth because they hurt so much. But to see that how I see and how I believe and how I walk through life makes such a difference. And so the psalm from this weekend is taste and see the goodness of the Lord. Right now I'm sitting underneath a tree and there's rain and I can hear the rain falling and I can smell the beautiful smells and you know, I could be reading about it in a book or I could be thinking about it, but I'm here and I'm tasting it and I'm living it, and that's helping me to know God's goodness and to know God's love, not through having to specifically believe specific things, but to allow myself to experience it. For the very first reading today is Elijah trying to do everything on his own, and then he can't anymore, and he finally collapses and surrenders to God. And the lesson that we learn is that this whole time he's been trying to do it himself, and he's been trying to feed all those around him and trying to thinking that he has to live a life of deserving and a life of doing in order to please God, when what we learn from that is that what ends up having Elijah being healed is the realization that God is actually there to feed him. And we learn the same thing where we see Jesus showing us a brand new image for our minds of how God always has been. And that is not us needing to do things to please God, but God feeding us. Jesus says, I am the bread of life, here to feed the world, here to feed you. And to demonstrate how to live this life that is found in having a heart that is filled with complete love and forgiveness and mercy. And it's something that must be practiced every single day, every single moment of every single day, to allow ourselves to taste and then see the goodness of the Lord, and to taste what God is giving to us in every moment of every breath of the trees and the rain and the air and the tears and the hugs and the laughter. And to know that once we can allow ourselves to stop running away, stop pushing away, but to taste this life and to taste this love, and then to see and realizing that how we see is what is going to help to change us and to transform us from within our hearts. And it will also help you to realize what you are seeing, because so often we don't actually see what is, we see what we want to see. And so in this surrender, in this realization of God feeding us in our day-to-day, moment-to-moment lives, in our daily bread, we find that our God gives love in abundance. So may we choose to surround ourselves in what already is and to live there. Grace and peace, friends.